guys, so good evening, welcome back to my magical world. I am Frostbite. Today is Sunday, so it's September 24, 2023. Yan, sana tama. So we're on to page 157 and 158 of the book flow. Okay, so ang dami kong ginawa ngayong Sunday. Like, I am so tired. And I thought I'm not going out, but some errands, so I have to go out. So nakakainis kasi I should be at home, but I just have to get things done. Nakakainis, parang hindi pa ako sanay, like, 'di ba? I don't have like routine for the past few months, so I am still, wait lang. Ayan guys, continue kasi may interruption, so may lumapit sa akin na butterfly. It's black. And there's two butterfly inside my room today. So, I don't know. Somebody is visiting me. So, sakit ng katawan ko guys. Like, I'm so tired. So, ito pa, hindi ko pa natatapos yung supposed to be gagawin ko. But siguro mga 12 ako matutulog kasi I have to finish something kasi baka maasar na sa akin yung mga kasama ko kasi pinoprocrastinate ko siya for a month na. More than a month. So, anyways, I'm going to finish it naman today para matapos na. So, let's finish. Let's start reading. Finish agad eh. So, ayan. They do so not because they are superstitious, but because they sense that this habitual behavior makes it easier for them to devote their undivided attention to the challenge ahead. Surgeons are lucky. Not only are they paid well, but only do they bask in respect and admiration, but they also have a job built according to the blueprint of flow activities. Notwithstanding all these advantages, there are surgeons who go out of their minds because of boredom or because they are reaching after unattainable power and fame. What this indicates is that important as the structure of a job by itself, it won't determine whether or not a person performing that job will find enjoyment in it. Okay? So satisfaction in a job will also depend on whether or not a worker has an autotelic personality. Joe the welder enjoyed tasks that few would regard as providing opportunities for flow. At the same time, some surgeons manage to hate a job that seems to have been intentionally created to provide enjoyment. So to improve the quality of life, the work to complementary strategies are necessary. On the one hand, jobs should be redesigned so that they resemble as closely as possible flow activities as do hunting, cottage, weaving, and surgery. But it will also be necessary to help people develop autotelic personalities like those of Serafina, Joe, and Ting by training them to recognize opportunities for action, to hone their skills, to set reachable goals. Neither one of these strategies is likely to make work much more enjoyable by itself. In combination, they should contribute enormously to optimal experience. Ayan guys. So how are you guys? Like, how was your week? So I hope you are having fun. So ayan guys. So, sakit ng katawan ko guys. I did some house chores. I also encode some stuff kasi hindi pa siya tapos. So, lumabas pa ako. Hindi ko na alam. So, ayan. We have a subtopic here. So, the paradox of work. Okay, so tapusin ko lang. Wait lang. Ayan. So, it is easier to understand the way work affects the quality of life when we take the long view and compare ourselves with people from different times and cultures. But eventually, we have to look more closely at what is happening here and now. Ancient Chinese cooks, alpine farmers, surgeons, and welders help illuminate the potential inherent in work, but they are not, after all, very typical of the kind of job most people do nowadays. So, what is work like for average American adults today? Are you an American? I'm discussing most of the time kasi statistically speaking, everything is like being compared to Americans kasi marami silang populasyon. So, yan. In our studies, we have often encountered a strange inner conflict in the way people relate to the way they make their living. So, on the one hand, our subjects usually report that they have had some of their most positive experiences while on the job. So, from this response, it would follow that they would wish to be working, that they motivate, that their motivation on the job would be high. Instead, even when they feel good, people generally say that they would prefer not to be working, that their motivation on the job is low. So leisure people generally report surprisingly low moods, yet they keep on wishing for more leisure. Okay, so leisure time. So it's important sometimes, but not always. Of course, we really have to get things done kasi we are doing something collectively that you may not understand, but you know, we are on the path of making ourselves better, our situations, scenarios, making our reality the way we want it to be. 'Di ba? So, keep pushing, guys. Kaya nyo yan, guys. So, ayan. Kaya mo din yan, yes. For example, is one study we used the experience sampling method to answer the question, do people report more instances of flow at work or in leisure? The respondents, over 100 men and women working full-time at a variety of occupations, wore an electronic pager for 1 week. And whenever the pager beeped in response to signals sent at 8 random times each day for a week, they filled out 2 pages of a booklet to record what they were doing and how they felt at the moment they were signaled. So, among other things, they were asked to indicate on 10-point scales how many challenges they saw at the moment and how many skills they felt they were using. Okay, so okay lang kayo guys. So, this is like a continuation yung kahapon, diba? About surgeons and all of that. So, a person was counted as being in flow every time he or she marked both of the level of challenge and the level of skills to be above the mean level for the week. In this particular study, over 4,800 responses were collected, an average of about 44 per person per week. In terms of the criterion, we had adopted 33% of these responses were in flow. Okay, so that is above the mean personal weekly level of challenges and skills. So you don't need to like digest all of the numerical kasi I know, 'di ba, usually when you heard something about it, like when it comes to numbers, a lot of people, you may include yourself, think that parang nagsislip lang siya sa utak. So, not, not, dahil siguro to sa mga teachers kasi there are only few passionate teachers who are really dedicated when it comes to teaching mathematics kasi usually talaga you should love numbers, 'di ba? So kasi isa 'yon sa anong tawag dito? Isa 'yon sa factor to make you rich somehow in the future. So, it's true, guys. the man and the woman who, um, you know, digits are their friends. So, I have seen them succeed in life. So, dapat kayo din, ha? Try your best. So, yan. So, of course, kasi pero ang hirap din, no? Sometimes talaga nasa foundation lahat. It all starts there kasi. So, sana you were born into the families where, um, ayun, maganda yung pagpapalaki sa inyo. And they put you in a learning, paano ba? Learning hub. Something ganun na lang yung term. That you can actually digest good, um, alam nyo na yun guys, basta sa numbers, ha? So, of course, this method of defining flow is rather liberal. If one only wished to include extremely complex flow experience, say those with the highest levels of challenges and skills, perhaps fewer than 1% of the responses would qualify as flow. So the methodological convention adopted here to define flow functions somewhat like a microscope. Depending on the level of magnification used, very different detail will be visible. So what's expected, the more time a person spent in flow during the week, the better was the overall quality of his or her reported experience. So people who were more often in flow were especially likely to feel strong, active, creative, concentrated, and motivated. So what was unexpected, however, is how frequently people reported flow. People reported flow situations at work and how rarely in leisure. Okay, so when people were signaled while they were actually working at their jobs. Okay, so the proportion of responses in flow was a high 54%. In other words, about half the time of that people are working, they feel they are confronting above average challenges and using above average skills, in contrast when engaged in leisure activities such as reading, watching television, having friends over, or going to a restaurant. Only 18% of the responses ended up in flow. Okay? So, yan. Guhitan na natin siya para malaman kung natapos na tayo dito. Baka mamali na naman tayo ng basa. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. Tama ba? So, ayan guys. Sana hindi kayo pagod kasi ako talaga, ayoko mag-Monday. Parang ayoko mag-Monday pa. Sakit ng katawan ko. So, ayan. I will see you again. Sana tomorrow. Kasi I'm trying to update my channel. Kasi lately, sobrang siguro overwhelmed ako with all the things that is being handed to me. Okay, so I think I have a good news tomorrow. Hopefully, I would receive that kasi bukas ko malalaman if it's actually there. So, feeling ko naman. So, ayan guys, I will see you again and please be safe, be careful, and the only thing you need to do guys, okay, when you're young, when you're a teenager that are watching me, when you're a kid, so tanging ma-advise ko lang sa inyo, in order to get what you want in life talaga, so self-care, it all starts there. Okay, so hindi lang yung basta-bastang self-care, like it needs to be physically, mentally, and spiritually. Okay, nanok na ako guys. So, matulog na tayong lahat. And, see you again.